This is a glimpse into my life. Life with Eric.
Eric's here.
And I'm Kylie.
And I'm Eric.
Okay, I think we know who you are.
Oh.
So I think the tables are turning, my dear.
Why?
I used to be the lush in this relationship.
I'm no lush.
Well, we learned after last week's podcast that you are, because you forgot a whole evening of Palm Springs.
It doesn't mean I'm a lush. I wasn't drunk.
You blacked out. Browned out. Rolling brownouts.
The only brownout is in my underwear.
Okay, that's gross.
Cha-ching, kung.
Not funny.
Right. Not funny at all. But today, we'll get to Palm Springs later. I know we left out a bunch of shit, so we're going to get to that later.
Which we were talking about later that I just assumed you just were, it's like on your list, and you're like, I don't remember that happening. Oh my God, I forgot.
Oh, you're not talking about me blacking out on the podcast. You're talking about in Palm Springs. Yeah, I had one night where I was pretty drunk, and that's why.
Wow, maybe starting to get slightly concerned about what's happening up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about that last week. I can't remember anything.
Right.
No, I can remember stuff.
Yes, you had some rolling brownouts, which normally that's me.
Stop saying rolling brownouts. All I got to think of doing is shit in my pants when you say that.
Okay, that's not what I think of.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, maybe you should. Maybe you should go look at my underwear drawer then.
I do, unfortunately.
That's why I wear black undies. I don't wear white.
As a wise choice.
Anybody listens to the podcast
but
knows
I do want you to know that
tighties.
Brown poop is still visible on black underwear.
I don't believe you.
Okay, I'll take pictures next time.
Sniff test.
Photo evidence.
Sniff test. Today is not Halloween, but it's our Halloween.
Well, it's our podcast before Halloween.
Yeah, we're going to a Halloween party tonight.
Well, I think, most people, I feel like, are doing something Halloween-y probably this weekend.
Yeah, we're doing the podcast here on Saturday the 26th, which it's the biggest party night, I think. My parents are going to a party. We're going to a party.
For the Halloween
Everybody's going
community.
Tell the folks out there we have a theme dress up.
I think we told them last week, but we can reiterate it.
Do it again.
We are dressed as your spouse, partner, whatever. So I get to dress like Eric, and he gets to dress like me.
I know. So you got me the wig, right?
I did get you a wig.
And it's kind of your hair color.
It actually is pretty legit for $25 on Amazon.
I mean, I don't know how to describe this, but when you took a picture of me in it,
you look like your mom.
I kind of look good.
You actually didn't look bad.
Like, I was like, I look pretty good in that.
Not bad. I
mean,
mean,
if I had long, straight hair, that wouldn't be half bad.
Well, that drag brunch may be hiring.
Yeah. I have long, straight blonde hair with a gray beard.
Right.
Tonight, I will be shaving my beard.
I know.
So I'll be crystal.
It's going to be weird. You haven't been clean shaven in a long time.
And then I will wear your clothes.
And a little makeup. We're going to make up you up a bit.
Just a little bronzer.
I don't wear a lot of makeup anyways.
Yeah, I don't need full.
Little brush, little
full
bronzer.
Drag. And then
maybe a little mascara.
I feel I should bring a hat.
You can't wear that kind of like your hat.
I don't think I can wear this wig all night. It's itching and scratching the side of my face.
Yeah, that's
it's
just
itching my face.
Girls do.
It's itching my back.
Your neck.
It's itching my neck.
You can bring a hat. You can put it in your purse because you're carrying the purse tonight.
And then I'm gonna wear.
Oh, you're ignoring that fact.
What'd you say?
I said you can put it in your purse because you're carrying the purse tonight.
I'm not carrying no purse tonight. Gucci. I'm carrying Gucci tonight.
Your hat won't fit on that one.
As long as I can wear the golden gooses, I'll be fine.
Your big toe wouldn't fit in that.
I'm gonna cut out the front of them, so my feet. We had to what do you call that? Compromise the shoes, so my foot fits.
Nope, you're gonna wear a Birkenstock.
Oh God!
I love a Birkenstock. I wore them yesterday.
Okay, well, see, then that's what I should wear.
I have like 15 pairs. It's very on.
And then I'm gonna need some boobs.
You do need some boobs.
So I'm gonna do balloons.
Which I think I gotta pick some up while I'm out. So I don't think we.
And then when I get tired of them, I'll pop them.
I have a feeling they're going to get popped.
Someone's going to pop them anyway. They're going to grab them and pop.
Maybe you should bring the balloons in the purse.
Some guy at the party, or AKA my brother, will pop them.
I feel like Marcus or Johnny's going to pop a boob.
Maybe they'll motorboat me and pop them.
Oh, there you go. Motorboat son of a bitch.
Yeah, it should be fun. Kylie made Jell-O shots.
I did.
Orange and blue.
Yeah.
I mean, orange and...
Berry. It's berry blue.
Oh, berry blue. Yeah, so Jell-O shots. Jell-O shots are always fun because people don't, like me, I don't like taking shots, but I'll take a Jell-O shot.
I make a strong Jell-O shot,
Yeah, they're
too.
strong. Last year
I learned
they
this because we were talking about Jell-O shots, so then I got like a thing, and Instagram was listening, and it gave me like a thing for like a Jell-O shot recipe, and I learned when I saw that, I put a half a cup more booze in than they do.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
I think it's appropriate. They are a smidge boozy, but that's the point, right?
Yeah. You want when you swallow the Jello shot, it's all jelly and you
It
can kind of
burns a
taste
little.
you can kind of taste the flavor, but then it burns
Right,
going down.
and that means it's a good Jello shot.
That means a strong.
It's doing its job.
Yeah, strong ass Jello shot. But they're a big hit. They'll all go. People will
They
love
will
them.
be yes.
Yeah,
I know. I brought him last year because it actually fit with the theme of our costume.
Oh, because
we were Chip and Joanna Gaines, so you got to bring something.
Like a homey gift.
A homey, yeah. So I brought Jello shots in a basket.
It sounds like we should be. We're bringing potato salad, so it seems like we should be them again.
Well, that's just because I was asked Kim if she needed anything, and she said, "Hey, you want to do that?"
That's a weird request.
Well, they're having like barbecue.
Yeah, but they just said Kylie can do potato salad.
Kylie can do a lot of things.
There's a lot of people that, like, if someone asked me to bring potato salad, I'd have a heart attack. I'd say, I can't do that.
We're not a mayo people, so
we're not a mayo family.
I'm not doing a traditional potato salad. Little does Kim know this.
She doesn't care.
I'm doing a German potato salad, which is like a Dijon vinaigrette dressing, if you will, on the potatoes.
That sounds good.
Yeah, with some bacon,
some
onion, some chives.
Yeah. That's a good segue into my. Well, I actually have a couple segues for Jello shots and for
potatoes.
German.
Oh,
potatoes.
German. Okay.
Yes.
Like the German potato in your pants.
I know. Yes. Yes, dear. Put some Dijon on that, and you'll be fine.
Oh, you finished your thing.
Now, what you talking to the dog? The dog's here driving us nuts.
Because she knows there's a bone right there.
Everything drives me nuts about the dog. Well, she's leaving. Good. She'll go terrorize the house now.
Probably.
Anyway.
Okay,
let's do this.
What?
Since I'm the broadcaster that I am.
Okay, dokes.
You pick the topic. Do you want to talk about Jello shots or do you want to talk about German?
I know where the German's going to go.
Come on, give me one.
Let's do Jello shots because it's a surprise for me.
So we're in Palm Springs.
Okay. Oh, I do know where this is going
We're in
now.
Palm Springs.
I forgot about this.
And after we get done, if you listened last week, the girl that opened the door for me and was kind of going crazy over me.
It was at this bar.
Quiet.
Correct. Am I right?
Quiet. No.
It wasn't at that bar?
I'm talking the restaurant when the girl opened the door for me and she went crazy over me.
Oh, was it that restaurant? I couldn't remember where it was.
I just wanted to say that again.
I know. I couldn't remember what place it was at that the girl just happened.
That's why you should probably let me tell the story because you're already.
Can you answer my question first, though?
What?
Where was that location at where she was like, "Hey, sir"?
The Tropicana or something like that.
Okay.
Tropical.
Tropical. Okay. I honestly didn't remember where it was.
The restaurant was called the Tropical.
Okay.
If you want to go there, it's very good.
That was that night that it just started it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we asked the waiter. We says, "Hey, where's some loungy places to hang out?
Where should we go next?"
And we're thinking lounge, not club.
And I will say our waiter, I kind of thought was straight.
He wasn't. There's no way he was straight.
Oh, okay. I had a lot to drink that day.
Or he thought we weren't or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, that doesn't matter.
Rolling brownouts on this end.
Yeah. Brownouts everywhere. Brownouts in my brain. That's the name of this podcast, Brownout. Rolling brownout.
Yep, rolling gray out.
So anyway, we say, where do you want to go? So he says, you can go to this bar, go down here a few blocks, it's walkable, Hunters, or you can go
Chill, correct?
The Chill Bar.
Right.
So I go,
give us two bar names.
I go, Chill Bar.
Cool.
I'm
Sounds fun.
picturing a bunch of lounges and we sit around, we're chilling out. And
right.
We didn't want a dance club. We don't want a thumping dance club or anything like that. We just wanted a chill lounge. And he goes, the Chill Bar.
Sounds chill.
Let's go to the Chill Bar. So we go to the Chill Bar, and it is loud-ass music and a line to get in. A small line to get in.
The thumping.
Yeah, and the thumping.
Did we get ID'd? I think we did.
Yeah, we did get ID'd.
I mean,
I did not.
Oh.
They let me. I go, really? And he's like, go ahead.
He's like, that
gray
beard.
Point to my beard.
Yeah,
go ahead.
A 19-year-old does not have this.
Right. Yeah. I would give it up to show you my ID. Trust me. Any day of the week. But anyway, so we go into the bar, and it's going off, this bar. Yes. It is packed. But it's a full gay bar.
Full gay bar.
And I want to say men, women, gay bar, but I'm saying men.
There wasn't a lot of women.
There was a very few women in there. And it was just all, and then what made you really realize it was all men gay bar is they had dancers.
They did. Like, when you think of like a club normally, I mean, we're in Reno, so we have like these little like dancey clubs, and they have like a go-go dancer. Is that what you would call them?
Yeah.
And they got like a skimpy outfit. They're dancing on a little stage.
Little
fun
tiny
to
round
watch.
stage, yeah.
You get a kick out of it.
These were men.
Yes.
and
I'm
they're
gonna.
kind
This
of
sounds
buffed
bad,
out and
but they
everything.
were all kind of a small men. By that I mean short little men.
Well, yeah, they're on stage. You couldn't tell, but
I
they
couldn't
were.
till he walked by, and I was
The
like,
one guy walked
"Excuse
by. He's
me."
like 5'2".
I
I'm
think
like,
he was
oh my
shorter
god,
than
he's
that.
tiny
I
little
think he
guy.
was shorter than that.
Yeah, but anyway, they kind of wore thongs.
They kind of wore thongs.
I mean, they did
They
wear
did wear
thongs,
thongs.
and they were dancing. So we
And
were
had
just
some
like,
bondage
whoa.
on.
Actually, it was fascinating. Actually, I was
I
just
kind
like,
of
wow,
was.
look at this place.
And they're like,
and it was kind of a nice bar.
It was a
really
nice
nice bar and everything. Yeah, but anyway, the guy that comes up, he's like, hey, Jello shots.
Also wearing a thong.
Yeah, so we end up getting Jello
We're like,
shots
sure,
all the way
why
around.
not?
And by the way, when I took that one, that burned going
That
down
was
my
a
throat.
boozy Jello shot as well.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun. But anyway, yeah, I was gonna I don't think Chris and Lauren were there yet. I go wait till they
someone
get.
was on the phone outside.
Yeah,
was
wait,
that Chris then?
Yeah, I think wait till he
It
comes
might have
in
been
here.
one of their kids.
He's gonna die.
And he did. And I believe we took another Jello shot.
I kind of enjoyed it.
Obviously, because you put $1 in that man's thong.
I know I did that for kind of a joke, but it
Did
was
you?
fun. I put the little man in there too.
I know you did.
We had these little men. We were hanging on Chris's drinks the whole time, and little dance
They were just little men in a
Speedos.
Speedo.
Yeah, so I put it in the guys.
They would hang off your cup.
Like if you go to a strip joint as a guy, you put it in the girl's thong. I'd put this in the guy's thong. And he loved it. He thought it was the greatest thing ever. He was turning the
you
man
look like
around.
a bear.
I was not a bear.
Do you know what a bear is?
As a bear, like a big man?
Well, it's like a bearded, but he's usually bigger, but you got a beard.
I'm not a bear.
not a
we
bear.
said that. No, Mary Tess
know.
said that before. Jason Kelsey's a bear.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
You're not a bear.
I'm no bear.
What I found interesting is that obviously it was like a men's gay club, and there was this
obviously
man,
very popular.
This man was in like a high top stool on the side of the little dance stage, just staring at the dancer.
Seriously?
Staring, yeah. And he was like an older
like
man.
eyes.
I don't know. He was just staring.
Really?
At
I
him.
didn't
it was
notice
creepy.
that.
So like, us girls noticed him, and we're like, "Oh my god, he's just being like a creep over there by himself." I don't know who he was with, and we're like, "This
Maybe he was
going
to solicit the dancer
I don't
or
know.
something.
So
like
then
that.
he went to the bathroom, I think, or something, or we thought he left. And we're like, "Oh, that creepy stary guy's gone." Nope. Came back and switched to the other side, and then was sat there by himself staring at the dancer.
At the dancer again.
It was odd.
Huh?
Yeah.
That is.
Is that what you do in a strip club?
Probably, yeah. I haven't even been to
You
a strip
just
club.
pick a seat
You
and
act like I
stare.
go to strip clubs all the time. I haven't even been there at all.
I know, but I like
Every
to give
time
you
we
shit.
attempt to try to go with friends, we never get to go.
Right.
I'm like not
you
allowed
end up at a
anymore.
men's sex club.
Right. It always backfires on us. But I thought the one guy's wearing a thong. You think? I mean, most of the guys were like shaved down.
Oh yeah.
But the one guy was wearing a thong. He had sort of like hairy ass.
He did?
Yeah, hairy.
Did
like,
not.
like
oh.
a carpet.
On his ass cheeks.
And I think I pointed out to Mel or Lauren or one, and they go, "Whoa, look at that!"
Oh.
And I go, "Yep." Or I might have pointed out to Chris or Mark. I don't
that
even
might
know.
That's. I mean, whew.
Yeah.
Some guys might like that. I guess.
I think a lot of guys like that.
So he's like, "Why am I going to get rid of it?"
As a
if
matter
you
of
like
fact,
it?
do you remember Jen Ton, the Bachelorette,
Yes.
the one that's on Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah. Isn't it like
She
Jen Tran?
Oh yeah, Jen Ton.
Anywho.
Whatever. She was on the Vile Files on an interview, and she was saying
She likes a hairy guy.
she loves a hairy guy.
Oh, I mean, some people do.
And that guy Devin that she picked was all thick hair, you know.
He was real
So she's
hairy.
like a hairy guy.
Interesting.
A lot of people like hairy guys.
I know. It's like a 50-50.
Yeah, some don't, some do.
Right.
But
Do you like a hairy lady?
I don't know.
You're for like, like your face was great on that.
I don't know. I don't really know.
I know.
don't.
I just like to give you shit.
Oh, okay. You're trying to embarrass me, dear?
Yes, I am.
So the funniest thing, we had a few drinks at this bar, and we left the bar, and we realized, oh my god, this is like gay guy row.
Yes,
I'm not saying
it was
gay
like a
women
little
row,
street,
gay guy row.
and there was I don't know, like a good 5 plus bars.
And you know how you really know? You looked up at the sign and said "Drag Queen Crossing."
Yes, it did.
And I was like, "Drag Queen Crossing."
Yep.
Wow, that's
just
like a permanent street sign.
Some bars of gay bars.
Yeah, but the funniest thing was
bars.
the one place was called Hunters, like hunting your man down.
Right.
And then right next
I'm
to
glad
that,
you figured that out.
yeah, next to the chill bar was a bar, and it was packed, named Dick's. The bar was called Dick's. I don't know if you even knew that.
I think
And
I did at the time. I don't remember it now.
I pointed it out to somebody. I go, "Hey, you want to go into Dick's?" And
They're
they're like,
like,
"No,
no.
we better not go in
And
there."
then there was like a clothing store that specialized in like drag clothing.
Well, not drag. It was like a leather and
It was like
different
draggy.
things. Little different than John's shop, but
Yes.
similar. So anyway, that was our night. It was I actually liked it. It was very opened our eyes to a lot of the world that's out there.
Right. We all got like an education
Right.
of the different side of sexuality.
Now, the night the next night, this is when we get to the German thing. We go out to this restaurant called Copley's. You say Copley's, I say Copley's, but it doesn't fucking matter, and no one really knows.
I does know because that is what the waitress called it.
First of all, we had a waiter.
I mean, the hostess.
Oh, hostess. Okay.
She called it. She said, "Welcome to Copley's."
But anyway,
I listened specifically so I could know what
Copley's.
It was. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, it's Cary Grant's old house, and they converted the outside driveway porte cochere area into dining, and then they have a little indoor dining too. But everybody's mostly outdoors, and it's beautiful
because that's the whole allure.
Yeah, it's a beautiful setting, and it feels it's a fun restaurant to go to.
It is quite fun.
Yeah, it was kind of packed, and we were sitting in there.
It's always packed.
Yeah, we were sitting there, and there was a party right behind us of guys and girls. It was a birthday party, I believe.
It was a 40th birthday party.
40th birthday party, and the 40th birthday girl was a snot, by the way.
Well, I know it started off the evening because you wanted to show Mel or something, some video on Instagram. I think we said this. Did we say this last week?
No, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That you turned on your phone and like a dance club music came on.
You know, we didn't say it. We didn't talk about Copley's last week.
Okay. So this like dance jam, it's a popular jam, comes on your phone.
And the whole restaurant stops.
It's quiet. And so this table behind, or I guess it's behind you, is like, oh, what? And that's how we got to kind of know them because they're like, oh, what are you guys doing over there?
And then I gave him a little guy.
Right. And then we're not a quiet group because we've all been drinking.
Yeah. And we've been having a lot of fun.
We're not quiet.
But there was some girl at the table.
Yes.
Nudges Marcus in the back. And
well, I think they were leaving at that point, right? Yeah.
Oh, maybe they were leaving.
The birthday girl won, the snotty birthday girl.
What was wrong with her?
I don't know. They did they had this nice dinner. They brought in like a special cake, saying her happy birthday. And then she was like, I don't feel good. I'm going home. I
gotta feel good. We gotta go.
So like, a bunch
and so the rest of the party's like, okay, you weirdo.
Yeah, I think she came with like a couple people. So they left with her and then the party kind of was over. Yeah. So they all started like finishing their drinks and leaving.
I know.
But one of the ladies loved Marcus.
And she's elbowing him and says, hey, you guys want to come to the after party? We're like, after party?
We're like, where's the after
party? And Marcus is like, yes, we do.
I do.
Yes, we do want to go to the after party. Where is it at? And then Marcus kept going, she says there's an after party and we're going to the after party. Where's it? I go, yeah, let's go to the after party.
Did you get her number?
Yeah. We never went. Text, get her social handles or something.
Social handles.
But anyway, lovely dinner, and we all ordered. One thing I got, the first time we went there, I got the Schnitzel.
Correct.
It's kind of a special on their menu.
But now it's part of their menu.
It's part of the menu, and so I got that, and so then...
Also, you got Schnitzel the night before.
I did?
You did.
Where?
At Tropical.
I did?
Yes.
How many Schnitzels can I get?
I'm wondering that.
Why do they have so much Schnitzel in Palm Springs?
I'm not sure, actually. It's a great question.
So I get the Schnitzel, and then Chris is sitting next to me, and he's undecided. He's getting steak Schnitzel, whatever he was going to get. And he decides to get the Schnitzel, too.
Yes.
And so I was like, you're getting the Schnitzel?
I'm
getting the Schnitzel. And so I said, I opened my fingers, and I said, Schnitzel scissors, activate.
Schnitzel sisters.
Schnitzel scissors, activate. Sisters, that's what I said.
You're saying like a mix of scissors and sisters.
And so I opened my fingers, and he opened his fingers, and we scissored each other.
Yes, you did.
And that
became like the theme of the night.
That was a great thing.
And then,
I really had fun doing that.
Yes.
Scissoring.
But you actually almost didn't really remember it until I told you about it after the podcast.
I'm like, oh my God,
I'm like, I thought you would talk about Schnitzel sisters. And
Schnitzel sisters, activate.
And you're like, I forgot.
I know.
And yeah, you had like a thing, and if you like did it, then Marcus got involved, and you guys had a whole thing.
I loved it.
Schnitzel sisters.
And then we put the little naked guy in the drinks and
on
had
your salad.
It's on the salad. We had little men everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a really good time though.
We did.
I'd be like, if you go to Palm Springs, go to Copley's.
Yes.
You'll really enjoy it. It was fun. Good.
Fun and delish.
Yeah, good atmosphere.
And you can have some schnitzels and maybe find a Schnitzel sister.
You probably can find a Schnitzel sister there. I have a feeling.
Oh boy.
The last thing that sticks out with Palm Springs, will end this Palm Springs escapade that we're on here, is that we went out to another brunch. Of course, we got to stop it with these brunches. Well, we talked about that before.
Yes,
but
too many brunches.
But no, Kylie gets a burger at this brunch.
I was a little hungover.
Yeah. And she starts. When Kylie eats a burger, she always cuts it in half.
Well, usually one, it's easier to eat, and two you usually eat
gives me half of it. Yeah. So she cuts it and her whole
plate
porcelain plate snaps
in half.
I've never seen that at a restaurant
I've never
before.
seen that happen.
How the fuck does that happen?
I'm not that strong. Let's be honest. So I'm hoping that there was a crack in the plate and just like
snap.
I finished it off.
Yeah, they got all paranoid, like she had glass in her food.
I know
but,
the guy
yeah.
was like, do you think there's glass in here? Do you need like a whole new meal? And I did not think there was glass in there because there was, I kind of, where it cracked, it kind of went in my lap.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
was
I
fine.
don't think there's glass in there. You can just replate it.
Even if it was a little, it's not glass, it's porcelain. Even a
It's
little
not, if
porcelain,
it was
it's
a
not
little
gonna kill
shard, it's not going to kill me. Yeah. I'm like, no,
shard
you
in
do not
there.
have to make me a new meal because it would probably take 2 hours.
A shard's like a piece of gristle anyway. Who
And
cares?
so I'm like, just replate it for me.
That was weird.
And you know what was also weird about that place?
What?
They didn't have yellow mustard.
Yeah, that was weird.
I asked, because I don't do a mayonnaise or a ketchup.
Yeah, she likes yellow mustard.
And so I was like, can I get yellow mustard? And they're like, we don't have any.
I actually thought that was kind of funny.
It is weird.
Yeah, there's somewhere, I was listening to a show and Swartz and Sandy's.
Yeah, they don't have yellow mustard?
No, they don't have ketchup.
Oh, I mean, I'd be fine with that.
So when Nick Vile was listening to it, he went there and he got fries and he says, can I get some ketchup? And they said, well, we don't have ketchup.
What do they each serve their fries
And
with?
so they serve their fries with like a cherry,
oh, like a barbecue-y sauce,
like a
if
cherry
you will?
marmalade type sauce or whatever. They don't have ketchup. So when Tom Swartz was on his show, he's like,
why don't you have ketchup?
because Tom Swartz was there when he was there, and
Yeah.
he's like, why the fuck you don't have ketchup? Like everybody has ketchup. Why do you have ketchup?
Right.
And Tom Swartz goes, yeah, we do. And he goes, no, you don't even know your menu. You don't even serve ketchup.
Great boss.
Right.
Great
And
business
so
owner.
when he came on, he goes, we have ketchup now. I made sure we have ketchup.
I could see that being a problem for a lot of people.
Yeah, when I go to restaurants, I hate when it's not Heinz ketchup.
I mean, you can't control that, though.
I know, but I don't like when it's catsup. You know, they have catsup or whatever,
Yes.
C-A-T,
Yes.
catsup. And
Catsup.
Del Monte catsup.
How many times are you going to say catsup?
That's the name of the podcast. That's a great word to say.
Is it?
But like Del Monte.
Right, it's a
has
tomato
horrible
company.
catsup.
Okay.
I want ketchup.
Okay.
Heinz.
Well, start carrying your own then.
Yeah, because Heinz is thicker and
Oh,
better.
I don't need a ketchup.
Like you don't care.
Nope.
I do.
I don't.
Yeah, and some people, other brands of ketchups are looser and runnier and sweeter
Oh, okay.
that I hear about. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want no Heinz.
What if it's your only choice, though?
I mean, Del Monte. Well, you have it, then you just eat it. If you just, or you no ketchup on it, whatever.
Have
or
you ever done
like
that?
you get yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You've denied the ketchup?
I've tasted it, but I don't like just runny ketchup.
Oh, okay.
Or I'm in a restaurant or
What
something.
if it's like a homemade ketchup?
I'll put hot sauce. I don't even know what that is. Like maybe that Swartz and Sandy might have been homemade ketchup.
I think it was.
Yeah, like
With the cherry.
He said it was almost like a cherry marmalade type thing. And he's like,
It's
oh,
probably
that's
like
not
a homemade
Like I
ketchup.
don't want that on my fries.
Oh, homemade
whatever.
catsup.
Yeah, catsup. But anyway, I don't even know what we're talking about now because
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not even sure either because I went on
Because you got a great
a
brain.
tangent. You know who else doesn't know what they're talking about? Is these two right here.
This segment of Life with Eric is brought to you by
430 National,
Great American Storage
America,
And Reno Yard.
for all your outdoor storage needs.
You went on a catsup tangent.
Catsup tangent. I don't know if you know this. It's still Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes, and all through October.
Yeah. And I like it when we had Mary Tess on the podcast and everything.
Right.
So I like to say, happy Breast Cancer Month.
Right.
It's good
You
awareness.
got your breast cancer hat on.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
I
you
do have
do.
a breast cancer hat on.
You do.
Something fascinating to me. Was it yesterday or whatever? Or I showed you or you showed me?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Instagram video of a girl, attractive.
You showed me.
Attractive girl, nice body and everything.
Right.
With her shirt. At first, I had a double take with her shirt off, and she was dancing with her shirt off.
Right.
With a double mastectomy.
Mastectomy.
And it was very strange because I'm like, does this girl have a shirt off? And,
Yeah.
and he had little like scar.
Little scar,
Obviously,
yeah.
it had it for a little while because it was like
Maybe, yeah.
pretty well, sutured up. I would.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't very like pink and
No, it wasn't-
bright. And,
no,
yeah,
no.
That's true.
And I kept watching. I had to keep watching. I was like,
I'm amazed she didn't get like a implant. I would.
well, maybe she will later.
They usually kind of do them
Oh,
near each other.
simultaneously?
Not simultaneously.
Well, she didn't.
but
And she was young too.
They
It
usually
wasn't
like
an old girl.
Yeah, they
young
usually
girl.
like, or we'll put like a spacer in there, or like, depending like if you
Uh-huh.
need to like
Yeah.
make the skin stretch
But
out.
I'm telling
a
you,
little
for all
bit.
the women out there,
I know.
for all the
She
women
was-
out
she
there
was
that have
rocking
to get it,
her.
I didn't find it
She was owning
unattractive.
her
I still
shit.
found it attractive.
Oh, that's good.
Actually, I
Good
was
to
like,
know.
but the
Just in
reason
case.
they wouldn't censor that, there's no nipples.
Because there's no nipples. Yeah.
So a woman can have their shirt off if there's no nipples.
Apparently, yes. which
Because
is
if you're
fine.
kind of flat chested, you would have nipples.
You still have nipples. Yeah.
Yeah, but men have nipples.
Right.
And
right.
some men have tits.
It's also true.
So now I'm wondering, what's the deal?
I don't know.
Why can't flat chested women cannot
No.
have their shirt off,
No.
but a big boob man can.
Correct. Because they're not attractive, I guess. The
I
man.
don't know how
The
this is
man.
working out now. It really stumped me actually because I'm like, okay, so now is this girl with a double mastectomy?
Is she gonna get? I
Is she
wonder.
gonna get
Well, I don't know how old
is
that
she-
video
is
was,
she
but
gonna get-
yeah, did she get like banned or got
is
it
she
taken
gonna
down
get?
eventually?
There's no way they wouldn't do that because it's a breast cancer thing.
Right.
So I'm a little stumped. Now, what if the okay? Here's another thing.
What?
What if she had like
Implants?
no.
Implants with the tattoo nipples?
Yeah,
Right. Is that considered?
yeah.
I know. It's
So
a
if
good
you
point.
think about it, it's people are pretty uptight.
Yes.
because-
people are very uptight.
They're up, yeah, because I don't see the difference now. After seeing that, I don't see the difference. And it was an attractive girl, but that could easily have been a guy.
Right.
But there were no nipples, so I guess you're free to do it.
It's the nipplegate.
But the guys, I understand girls and the guys' nipples look different.
Right.
They don't. They're
They
not
serve
the
different
same.
purposes, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't know why that just like
because of women's boobs and nipples are sexualized.
right, and that's fine too.
And apparently, if you don't have a nipple, you are not very sexualized.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess that's the only thing I
Yeah.
can think of.
Interesting though, right?
It is interesting.
Yeah, and I actually saved that video because I wanted to, I showed
We'll see
you.
if it's still
Well,
there in a
maybe I
couple
didn't-
days.
Yeah, I probably don't know how to save it right or something.
Or
so-
I'm just saying if it got censored and taken down.
Yeah, and weird thing
Somebody
is,
got pissed.
right before I saw that one, I saw another one that I
God.
wanted to show you,
Oh.
but I kept it to tell you this right now. Okay, if
What?
someone off the street came up to you, Keeks,
Mhm.
and said, "Dad bod or six pack?"
What'd I pick? Dad bod.
Right. So this younger guy,
Because I love you.
that was, let's just say this guy's 28. He probably did have a six pack.
Right.
He had a shirt on.
I'm
though.
also not 28.
He was on a very crowded beach. I'm guessing somewhere in LA or
Probably
something.
Venice, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a lot of attractive women. Every girl he put on there was
Right.
attractive. And he went through, and I thought he was just asking two women. It kept going and going. He asked about 25 women.
Oh, okay. What'd
So
they
he's
say?
walking down the beach. Out of 25 or more women, only 2 said six pack.
Really?
And then, so when he would say why,
Yeah.
and a lot of the girls said they would rather have a guy that has the dad bod, so
They look
he's not
better?
he's not so critical about me going to the gym all the time.
Oh, they wanted to be the more attractive one in the relationship.
Well, he said so. He's not saying, "Why aren't you working out as hard as I am?"
Right.
That's what I say to you. Why don't you work out as hard as I do?
Because I don't.
Okay.
I take
No,
care
just
of this
kidding.
great baby.
No, but anyway, and then a lot of them said this because the guy with the six pack is too into himself.
Wow. But what about the girl then?
What?
What about the attractive girl?
I don't know.
That obviously works out, does her makeup, does all this stuff. You're not too into yourself? That's
Well,
like pot calling the kettle black.
And you're right. They didn't turn it around. That's what they said. And that was a lot. Half their answers were, I don't want a guy to be judging me on how
Even
I
though
go
you're
to the gym.
judging them. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't want a guy that's too into himself. And then there was 2 girls out of only 2
Yeah.
that were like,
that said
they were
six pack.
six pack. I want a guy that takes care of himself.
And I was younger. I think my answer might have been different, but now I'm like,
These
I
were
don't give a
all
shit.
these were all young girls, under 30
Interesting.
or under 25
Yeah.
or whatever. I was astonished. I'm like, they're asking more. I mean, they could have edited this thing too.
I mean,
But I don't think so though.
right.
It was pretty eye opening. So you know what? Me being
Stop going to the gym, honey.
No, I will not stop going to the gym.
No.
We get kind of a dad bod and go to the gym still. I don't want to. I really have, a dad bod isn't a fat bod.
That's true. Well, it's
You
just
know?
it's just a
Shapelier.
it's not
Man.
shapelier. It's just a little less muscular, a little soft, a soft bod.
Yeah, a little more love handles.
Yeah.
Ish, because you can't control that. It's just what happens to you. And you get,
Well, it's because normally when you become a dad, you're tired and you stop going to the gym.
well, technically you can't. You don't have much time to
Right.
work out.
So
but-
you let yourself go a little.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, I always find it funny when like 19-year-olds have a dad bod. I'm like, this is your prime, man. What is your 40s gonna
You'll
look
never
like?
look better.
I know. I think that with them, and I'm like, fuck.
Well, that's with anybody. You'll never look better than you do now.
Like, if you got a dad bod at 19, what are you gonna look like?
Well, that's
39.
what happens. I mean, some people turn it around, but
I
very
know,
few.
it's true, but-
usually doesn't go that way.
I
when
know.
people
Yeah,
turn
it just
around.
gets harder.
But interesting. So those of you listening
is.
out there,
Well,
dad bod or six pack?
I get there's hope.
Our
for-
listeners will say dad bod because they're all older.
right? Because we're like, we don't care anymore. Give me a dad bod.
Yeah. What would Skylar say? She listens.
I know. It's a good question.
Skylar's
I
22.
have a feeling she's gonna say a six pack.
Six pack? Maybe not.
Maybe not though.
Maybe she's going the other way now. I'm
I
curious.
don't know.
I still think.
We'll have to
I
ask
think
her.
she would say a
she'd
six-pack.
six-pack too.
But maybe not. Sky, get back to me on that. She
Let
will.
us know. I know.
And she will get back to me on that. She'll be like, "Why did you say me a name like that?" But we'll see what she says, and we're gonna see her soon in a couple weeks.
Yeah, real soon. It's
We're
coming
gonna
in
see.
hot.
We're going on the shark dive, but Kylie's on the boat, but you're not going to get in.
I don't think so. No.
River told me I should bring a wetsuit
Oh. Okay.
just in
then.
case the jellyfishes or whatever.
See, no, thank you.
I'm not sure. You know what I'm going to bring on the boat? A bottle of this.
I'm gonna need it.
Honey, guess what time it is?
Happy hour?
Yep, I made your favorite Juicy Tits vodka cocktail.
Fantastic. Thanks, babe. Love you.
And I love you. And your Juicy Tits.
Go to juicytitsvodka.com to get your own bottle of Juicy Tits, where life is the party.
Last week on this podcast, I put a post up the other day to advertise our podcast, and I
Yes.
put a picture of me, Chris, and Marcus sitting
At the drag brunch,
at the drag
yes.
brunch, and I put, "This is what it looks like when your
When
wife's
your wife
dragging
drag you to a drag brunch.
to a drag brunch," and we're all sitting there with our arms crossed,
Not
with,
happy.
not happy looks on our face. That was just natural faces.
Yes, it
I
was.
we didn't even know you were taking our picture, and we got some great comments and feedback on that. And then the next picture I put on it is
After the
drag,
bottomless mimosas kick in.
the drag woman sitting on Marcus's lap, and he has sunglasses on, smiling. I go, and then the champagne kicked in.
That was a good
people,
pick.
yeah, people love that. I thought that was really funny. Anyway, let's switch gears here.
Okie
dear.
dokes.
The Golden Bachelorette.
Yes.
We seem to be just keeping up on this. We'll
I
talk a
also
little bit
just
about
want
it
to
each
give
week.
myself some prompts because I have been calling it. By it, I mean the men that she picks.
Yes.
Normally it's you. Normally you are really good at being like, she's going to pick them. But I figured out something. You're great at like the emotionally immature, younger people and their
Yeah,
relationships.
because I'm one with the young people.
Right. And I am good with
you're an old
the
person.
emotionally mature people.
Yes.
So I'm like, no, she's not going to pick him because of this and this.
And I'm
you're
like a
no,
genius of the younger.
she's going to pick this one. And I've been right the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, because your decisions must be a more mature thought process.
Right.
And mine are more immature, so I'm right
Correct.
about the younger.
Correct.
I prefer it that way, and I want
Alright.
to keep it that way.
Can't wait for the next 10 years.
Right. But I listened to a podcast with Joan, the
AKA
Bachelorette. on it.
Files.
Yeah. Give him props where the props is due.
Right.
And a really good interview. And actually, I don't really like her on
You
the
do say
Bachelorette.
that.
I would keep saying it, but when she sat down and talked about her real life,
Right.
it's pretty good.
I could see that.
Pretty
I liked her.
sentimental, pretty
I
good
liked her when she
answers.
was on Gary's season. I thought she
Yeah.
was just like a nice lady.
Yeah, and she has very good answers on everything. She's been around the block, and she has 4 kids.
Yeah, and some grandkids.
She does the Sunday dinner.
and-
She's
yeah.
very Catholic.
Oh, I
don't
did
know
not
if you
know
knew
that. I
yeah.
did not know.
Yeah, very Catholic.
That's why she's not having fantasy
has-
suite sex.
yeah, I mean, yeah, probably
I
not.
get it.
Yeah, her,
Also, I could imagine like being like
she
sick-
volunteers with the Catholic Church a lot and
Nice.
does.
I can't
Catholic stuff.
imagine being like a 61-year-old woman who your husband has died. So and he had cancer, so they probably didn't have sex for a few years before that, anyways.
Probably not. Yeah.
But then to just like jump into a sexual relationship. I know it's different for men. You guys are pigs, but I would be hard to be like, all right, I'm gonna undress in front of this man.
It'd be
or,
really
you know,
bad being at that age. So let's just say
you have to be very vulnerable.
let's
at
just say I'm a guy.
61.
Let's say I'm a guy that's 68 or 70. Now I get chosen in the top 3 to go to the
Right.
fantasy suite. So I'm thinking, I don't know if we're gonna have sex or not, or what's gonna happen.
Oh,
Maybe I
and does
can't get it up.
your dick
so,
work? Yeah.
So maybe I had to take a Viagra. So
Right.
you have to take a couple hours ahead of time.
I think it's like 30 minutes.
Well, I don't. I've never taken one actually.
I don't
so.
think. I think.
But
it's
anyway,
30.
okay. Let's just 1 hour. Let's just say.
Okay.
So you're in the fantasy suite. You're thinking,
Do I take it? Do
should I
not
go to the
take it? Is it
bathroom real quick
time?
and
Is it
take
not
this
time?
thing, or is it not
Then
time?
you're walking around with a boner.
And then you got a boner.
for 4
and then
hours.
so she's thinking,
I'm not
we're
doing
not.
this.
Nothing's happening here. Why do you got a boner, dude?
right.
I can't control the boner. It's
yeah.
just there.
It's
you know.
just I took a Viagra. I can't keep putting
I can't
down.
keep. Yeah. Or do you say, hey, oh, you really want to have sex? I'll take it, and we'll have it in an hour.
Right.
Now I know guys that can't get it up
Right.
that well, or can't get it up, and they plan it. They
Right.
take
It's a little more planned.
like 2 hours ahead.
I mean,
I'm
if you
gonna
needed
take
it, we would probably have some
Well,
discussions.
If you're in a monogamous relationship with a
Right.
wife
You're
or a
like,
girlfriend or
okay.
whatever, honey,
tonight's the night.
tonight's the night.
I'm
I'm
gonna take it
gonna
now.
take it, so be ready in an hour.
Right.
And we would be fine with that.
We'd be fine with that.
But if you're dating,
that'd be hard.
if you're dating at 60 years old,
and not
and I
hard
know
at the
people-
same time.
it'd be hard. No, not hard, Kylie.
right.
But
Yeah.
so then
There's a lot of insecurities with
Well,
sex
no.
in your
here's
in your
actually, I
seniors.
just thought of this. Here's a weird
senior
scenario.
sex.
So yeah, senior sex. So you're on a date,
Right.
and you're like, things are feeling good.
I feel like it's
We've
gonna
we've made out it.
tonight.
I feel things moving down there, but nothing's happening,
Right.
right? And I'm
I'm
afraid. I'm
attractive,
afraid if she
I'm-
goes down there, nothing's gonna
Right.
get hard.
And then she's gonna be all like, "Oh, I don't get you hard."
I don't turn you on.
Right.
But she should know at that age.
I would
But
think,
anyway,
but-
so anyway, the guy goes and takes the Viagra. So by the time they get home and start getting
It's
frisky
raging bone
a little bit,
poking through his
now she has a
pants.
Now he has a raging bone, and the girl's turned off by that.
Right.
'Cause
It
she's
could
like,
go that way.
What
Excuse
do
me.
you think's happening here, dude?
Yeah, we're
Like,
just on a date.
why
We're
is-
like
why is
having
this
a
thing,
glass of wine.
busting out of your sweats?
Right.
You know.
I hope he's not wearing a sweat.
What are you
on a date.
changing your sweats and shit's busting out?
This sounds like our date night.
Oh yeah, that's right. Why aren't you wearing underwear with those sweats? When you're on The Bachelorette and you're the Bachelor, you don't wear sweats. I'll tell you that.
They don't ever wear a sweat.
They
I
should
would wear sweats all the time. I'm a sweat kind of lady.
because they
though.
want to look kind of good.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, then you wouldn't get picked.
Yeah, I would.
You probably would get picked
Because I
actually.
don't care. Because I'm confident in wearing a sweat.
You would get picked.
Yeah.
Right. But
Anywho.
anyhow, so The Bachelor is down to 4. Bachelorette.
Oh, it's down to 3
I mean, down
now.
to 3. It's Guy, Pascal, and
Chalk.
Chalk.
AKA a Peyton.
So
Manning.
anyway, this guy he lives here in Reno.
Yeah, he does.
And we've hit him up, and he may come on the
He
podcast.
might
We're gonna
come
see
on
how
the
we can work this.
podcast.
But I got
hope he
some.
does.
I got some intel
From
and info
who?
from Joan.
Joan.
I just listened. You know Joan.
You know
So,
Joan.
yeah, Joan.
Wow. Okay. Tell me what Joan
Jesus,
said.
don't you know her?
Yeah, I know.
You act
Didn't
like you
realize you and
don't.
Joan were that
You
close.
act like you don't. So anyway, she can't tell who wins or
Right.
goes there, but he's fishing,
Oh yeah.
and she can't tell.
See if she lets
Yeah,
a little like.
and so I realized by listening to it, I don't think she picked this guy.
I would say no. I would say
Right.
chalk from
But
where
now-
it's
A lot of stuff came out about this guy.
at. Okay.
I guess I can't help but say that.
Right.
But I guess he had a really tumultuous divorce, and he told her about that.
Right.
But what she had found out, and a lot of people have found out now, it's raging on the internet, which I didn't
Oh,
know about,
I didn't
is that there was
research.
like really restraining orders
Oh
and,
shit! Really?
and shit like that. But I mean,
Oh.
and then she said, I have nothing but good things to say about him because he was very emotional, very kind,
Right.
was upfront. You don't know what happens. You know, when
don't.
you're
It's-
60 something years old, shit happens in your life.
Well,
you
I mean,
know?
he was like in his 50s or something when he got divorced.
Yeah, and so
Divorced
shit
for a
happens in your
while.
life, and people get restraining orders. Sometimes they just
When
don't
his
want you
wife was like a, or his ex-wife was a,
to alcoholic.
no,
drug
no,
addict?
she was like in politics here. Heidi Gantzer. She was like ran for.
That was his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still running for stuff. I
Yeah.
think.
That's
yeah.
his ex-wife.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so who
So and
knows?
she's in like
and
the
she's probably an
political
attorney
world,
then.
right? So
Yeah.
she probably's like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna ruin
Yeah.
your life." If
But
I also heard that they got divorced because he was having an affair. That's just from like word
We
around.
don't-
That's from word around town.
but when we have him on the show, we're
You
going
want me to
there.
ask him that?
Yeah.
Did you have an affair?
Well,
that's
just-
what I hear.
Well,
Reno's a small town.
you can ask or not ask. I mean, if we get him on the show, we can ask or not ask. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I'm, hopefully he doesn't come on now because we're saying this. But it's not.
Right. I
This is
mean,
out all over the internet right now.
We do also ask our guests if there's something they don't want to talk about. So that might
If
be
he
something
said-
he doesn't want to talk about.
Yeah. But
All this Placerito flings that we know.
Yeah.
Who
But
we
anyway,
know.
this Joan
Joan.
said that he was nothing but a gentleman,
Well,
nothing
that's
but
good. I
very
mean,
emotional,
it's some-
very open.
Sometimes people can be
I
like
don't
your
think you're
trigger.
gonna. If you had some kind of restraining order, I don't think that would ever come up in any conversation unless you
Probably
really
not.
unless
Unless
you-
it was like I went
unless
to
you- like,
court
we're
and
going
got.
to marry you. I got to come clean with this or whatever, but not when you're.
I mean, and I
hometown
will
date.
say, like some people in like your relationship, some of your times your partner can be like your biggest trigger, and like
Of course, yeah.
right, and like nobody else does that to but that person, and like once that relationship is done, you're like never do that again.
Right.
So
totally
it could
understand
just
that.
be like a one person, like especially if they were at like the end of their relationship and things were dirty and.
Yeah, I'm gonna come and take my couch
And
and
she
you
knows.
come over to
She
the house.
knows.
I told you not to
yeah,
come over here.
She knows exactly what to say and do to like hit that button.
she
and
might
then
be-
if she's in-
and now that you say it's her, you might be an attorney and she just files a restraining
Right.
order.
And it might kind of be that since she's in the political eyes, like, well, fuck you, let me show you. I'm going to keep myself looking good and you look like an asshole.
I would really like to know.
You
all
know,
this.
it's all, it can be,
Yeah.
it can be very manipulative
Yeah.
when you are ending
Yeah.
a
So you
relationship.
can't really blame.
So
somebody
yeah,
and-
right. Unless he
and-
like literally like beat her, then I had something
Yeah.
to say. But
And I know
he also maintained his license to
Right,
practice
yeah.
medicine,
So I think
so it
we're all
wasn't
pretty
that
good,
bad because
yeah.
they would have taken that away.
Yeah. So anyway, I think he's going to have to come clean and clear all this up on the internet anyway. Once all this Bachelor stuff,
Oh my God,
unfolds,
no
right?
shit.
He's going to
Yeah.
have to do it
Ah.
because basically it's Bachelor Nation that's undercovering it. But those
those people
those
are-
bitches on Bachelor Nation, and
Oh.
I think they're bitches.
If they're
But
not
they might not
females,
be.
they're gay, so
Yeah.
they're bitches.
So they dig on people,
They
man.
did.
They
The
dig.
Bravo people do that too.
They dig deep.
The Bravo Nation also digs deep and
Yeah.
finds shit.
Yeah. They're digging deep on the Love Is Blind. I watched the new
my
Love
God,
Is
I know,
Blind.
you're
I wish
so-
you'd watch it with me. It's so good.
I don't need to. I walk in
Okay.
every 30 minutes and I know exactly what's happening.
Can I tell you why it's good?
Why? Because you have the emotional capacity of a 22-year-old.
No, that's rude. I'll tell you why it's good,
What?
dear. I'll tell you in an emotional way. I'll tell you. Look into my eye and I'll tell you.
One eye? Your brown
No, my blue eyes. Oh, you can't see them because they're little slits.
Right,
I'm
you're
trying-
opening them up. Good
I'm
job.
trying to open
Good
them.
job.
Yeah, Mom, help me. You go into these pods, and
Yes.
for those of you who don't know, Love Is Blind. They never see each other. They have
Till
men's and
till
women.
like the end. Till they
And-
pick somebody.
Well, you don't see them at all until you pick somebody, and then if you go off, if you don't pick anybody, you still don't see everybody until like the reunion
Right.
or the meetup, the reunion.
Yeah.
And so you get emotional. You
get an emotional
connection,
connection.
and some people ask them to marry him or whatever. But if you think about it, it's a really, really good way to fall in love.
Well, you're not basing it off of what they look like.
Of
So
course,
it's not a physical attraction.
Besides the looks,
Yeah.
at the time you're doing this, and I don't know if it's a week or two or three
I
or
don't
whatever
know,
it is.
yeah.
Don't really know. I think it's a couple weeks.
I hope.
And so, and every day you're doing multiple dates with these people and talking to them.
Right.
But you the whole time you're there for the 2 weeks, or you don't have a cell phone. You don't
Right.
have any social media. And these kids, I
Oh
call
my
them kids
God.
because they're all in their 20s.
They're kids. Yeah.
They have no social media. They've been brought up by that. So they have no texting, no social media. They actually have to communicate. And for
That's true. I'll
a
give you that.
28-year-old or a 26-year-old these days,
It's hard.
they don't know how to communicate.
They do not.
So they're
Sorry.
forced to communicate.
Well, that is good. I'll give you that.
This should almost be a prerequisite, and I understand people care what people look like, and they all do. And
You
they're
to an
judgmental.
extent. I know. We all
But-
are.
When you meet somebody's personality, all of a sudden you do overlook the looks a little bit because you like them so much. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, they're so nice and they're so cool. I will overlook this. But they get a chance to actually be emotional, and they don't see that you can't be emotional over a text.
No.
And then you can't believe social media,
No.
right? And then you can't in the middle of it all read something wrong and send them a dick pic. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just
Oh,
ruin
you
the
didn't
whole.
want that?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't. I thought you did. I thought you were into me. You're right.
Right.
And that's what these kids do these days.
Oh my God,
oh,
I know.
Oh, you're into me. I'll send you a nude.
Oh,
That-
right.
like
yes.
that'll be a good way to ruin things or not ruin things. I mean,
Right.
guys love it, but
most likely not get a relationship out of
right,
it.
not get a relationship out of it. So by doing it this way, it's a really good experiment to do. And I think
I'll give you that.
yeah, I think they should go further with it. I think when they get out of the pods, still don't get their phones back.
They get him back
Still
though.
don't- They get them back,
Oh.
and that's the show.
Oh.
Because they go, oh my God, 18 million women are hitting you up on social media, and
Oh,
you don't tell
God.
me about it. Now I hate your fucking guts.
Okie doke.
Right? That's kind of what goes on. And you went, are you in an emotional affair? I saw you DM so and so.
Oh, God.
See, they ruined the whole thing.
By,
by-
okay.
I didn't know you're following.
They
18
don't ruin the whole thing.
supermodels.
Social media ruins the
I
whole
didn't know
thing.
you-
So
I
how
didn't know
many
you're-
relationships does social media ruin?
Yeah, I didn't know you're following 150 supermodels.
He's a guy. Of course he
DM
is.
I know, but I mean, I'm just saying that.
How many supermodels are
And-
you following? Do I want to know?
Not 150.
it's 125.
Yeah. I should meet him in the pods first.
Right. Are you
But
DMing
anyway,
him?
yeah. I DM.
Do you even know? You
I did
actually do
DM
know how to DM.
I
I'll
do
give you
because I
that.
DM guy.
Yes, you did.
Guy.
Guy.
Yeah. And I've
That
DM,
guy.
Yeah, DM a few people here, but I mean, I think that's the best social experiment you can do.
I'll actually give you that. That is true. You do get a connection that you probably wouldn't get in
and
life.
most of these relationships get ruined after they get out of the pods.
In
And I
social
understand
media.
you have to realize they're a slob or realize they don't.
Right. But I
flush the
feel like a lot of
toilet
the
or-
time it's not that.
No. Almost every time to ruin it is the outside pressures get so weird and people's reactions to them. And I can't believe you're with her. She's this and this. And in the past, she dated 150 guys.
God.
So her body count is like, 500. You know what I mean? He's like, what? I didn't know this about you. And she goes, that's not true. Well, social media says this. So what's true and what's
Oh my
not?
God, yeah.
And then button heads and all kinds of weird shit. You didn't tell me about her and crying. The girls are crying and
Oh my
everything.
God.
So that's the social experiment right there. They're in great shape without the phones.
Right.
So I don't know what to tell you with people when they're kids and phones. This is
Yeah.
getting messed up, man.
Let's
They can't even
let's
emotionally
not have a
emote
Snapchat
themselves.
on Instagram and shit.
But when they have the opportunity to do it, it's
They're great.
authentic and it's
Right.
what the world should be.
Well, that's what like our human nature is. At
Yeah.
the end, like, you know, it's kind of ingrained in us from like caveman times.
Right. And now when a young girl, let's just say Skylar's age, 22, they go in the bar, all they do,
Sit on their phones.
they don't
I don't
sit on their
actually know.
phones. They don't necessarily talk to the person. They just ask for their handles.
I was just gonna
So
say,
then
yeah.
they research each other.
Right.
So they're going to research good and bad,
You were correct.
and they're going to see exactly what they look like because they're half naked in half the pictures.
Oh, for sure.
So like, oh, okay, good body. I like that. I can't tell.
Who's these bitches around him in this photo?
Right. This guy's hangs around too many chicks, and he has
He's
a dad
following a
bod.
lot
He has
of, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
That's what you're judging this person on, not the actual personality.
yeah. So I don't know. I would assume the divorce rates are going out the
I'm gonna
roof.
assume so too, because yeah.
There's too much backstory, and here's a good example.
And I
of
feel
that.
like it's also so easy for guys and girls to just, you know, they throw out maybe it's an innocent DM like, oh, I liked your fucking bikini or something stupid. I don't know. Or vice versa. A girl says something to a guy and they innocently respond being nice. And then it blows up as you were DMing
You
this
responded
chick
to
and
her?
you're fucking her now.
I went to high
It's
school
like,
with her, and she's a bitch.
Like, I was just being nice and I
Yeah.
like a little attention. Yeah, don't we all?
Yeah. Or if you accidentally like or swipe, or
Oh
whatever,
my
you know, that kind
God.
of stuff happens all the time.
I know.
But anyway, brings me back to this guy. From The Bachelorette. He's dealing with the social media bullshit that
At
happened,
61.
and it might happen. It might be happen or not happen.
Right.
Right?
Because they take an inch and make it a mile.
And so now he's got to explain himself
Oh.
for no reason.
Which you shouldn't have to the world, yeah.
I mean, if he had a relationship with Joan or whatever, yeah,
You should explain to her.
Explain to her, but not us.
We don't need to know.
Not the two sitting here behind the mic,
Right.
shooting shit.
Right. Or the dumbass like sitting on the couch scrolling through God knows what.
Right. Or
While you're half watching The Bachelor.
Or a Bachelor Nation chick that says, I'm getting dirt on all these
I know.
guys,
Like
and
what
I'm going
and then what
after 'em."
like malicious thoughts that you're like, I need to find out all the worst parts of your life. Like who enjoys like sitting there for hours finding the worst in people?
Tamara.
That's a valid
Tamara,
point.
what's her?
Judge.
Tamara Judge.
She might.
I think she does.
But like, what kind of person are
Speaking
you?
of that, Orange
County.
Housewives of Orange County. People are thinking, oh my God, does Eric have a wiener in his pants because he's watching all these shows?
That's a valid point.
Right. But anyway,
Palm Springs took it away.
you know what? Men watch these shows. And
Oh, they
and
do.
Don't let them lie.
They totally do.
But I love them.
I know you do.
I don't like them all,
fine.
but I like a lot.
You like a handful.
I like the emotional ones. When I watch Love Is Blind, I tear up.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
tear up all the time. When I watch The Bachelorette, I tear up.
I'll give only the Goldens I tear up on.
I tear up on them all.
Oh, you do? I do.
Yeah, a little bit. I just like love stories and
Oh,
stuff.
that's nice.
Yeah, I'm a lover, dear.
You are.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Not really, no. Anyways, what are you saying about Tamara?
Tamara Judge, if anybody's watching OC, and I know a few of our, well, actually a bunch of our listeners probably
Watch OC.
watch that. She's being mean
She is
and
being
nasty
so
and
mean and
vindictive.
nasty.
And to bring up so much personal stuff to wreck people's lives.
I know.
Like, I actually felt for that Jen girl. As much as I didn't really like her that much, I kind of.
I heard her on
like,
Jeff Lewis, and I
don't-
like her
don't-
after hearing her on that.
Don't wreck her life
Right.
when she's having problems.
But I think it's
But she
funny.
is on a
which-
show.
She's 100% doing this for the cameras, and she's getting a lot of backlash for it. People do not like it. They think she's too harsh, too mean.
Almost to the point that they should kick her off the show.
Right. And so she came out.
I mean, what's her problem?
She came
it's
out
just bad.
I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something, saying, "Well, my therapist says I'm on the spectrum, and that's why I act this way because I have
That's a lie.
a no emotional like capacity." I believe it's a lie too.
We get there like.
Do you know
oh
how much testing you have to do? And a therapist
Yeah.
cannot tell you this,
when
that
you're
on
50,
the spectrum.
when you're
She's
50,
like 60, I think,
yeah,
or almost
60 years old.
Like you,
If you haven't found out by now,
right?
Even
Trust
if
me,
you are on
you
the
have a
spectrum.
fuckload of emotions, and you've shown them for 13 seasons.
yeah, even if and you haven't went to the psychiatrist between now and
right.
then.
And it's not a psychiatrist; it's a therapist. As I know this, a therapist
They
cannot
can't-
diagnose you as that.
Yeah, then also.
The therapist would say, "I want you to go see this psychiatrist so you can take the testing."
Yeah.
So
They
a lot
sat
of
down
a
and they
lot of
said,
people are saying,
how can we twist this?
"Well, no,
oh,
she
this is what we
to
do.
make her look better." And she
Yeah.
also,
So she's
if,
lying again.
if she is on the
fucking liar.
she's on the spectrum, it's like protected, but they can't get fired. She's like a protected community, so Vara can't fire her.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my god,
But I don't know if it goes as far because it's a contract. They just don't renew her contract.
they just don't renew the contract.
So I think she's doing it to try to save a lot of face. But a lot of people then with kids on the spectrum are like, you're not on the fucking spectrum and stop using this as an excuse. So she's getting a lot of backlash from that.
She should.
She should. You don't throw that out there.
Yeah, I don't believe her at all.
Right.
0.
I didn't believe it either.
Because all of a sudden now, because they're afraid of lawsuits and everything else. She opened her stupid mouth and they're afraid of lawsuits.
And I'll say she does make for a great TV. She knows exactly what to say and exactly what to do. And the producers know that, but she went too far this season.
Also, I don't think that guy Ryan. I think if you're on these shows like this and you're kind of a
Little
Bravo
shady?
troll.
Oh right.
And
Oh
want
god,
to
there's
date
a lot
these
of Bravo
women
trolls.
and want to date these women and be on the show and
He was
everything
on.
like this.
They were dating before she was on the show.
Okay. So he wants to be a part of the show. I don't think you should be able to sue anybody when you're on these shows.
I don't
because
think
they're all getting sue happy now. And the husbands, it's the gross
it's
men.
the husbands that are doing it. Well, I get it
They
because
shouldn't be on them.
they kind of are like, yeah, we'll support you if you want to do this, but then they start going after them, and it does. They are saying stuff that could ruin like their businesses or like business connections, but
Yeah,
'cause
so
they
maybe so maybe they shouldn't be on the show.
right.
So
but
you shouldn't be able to sue them.
Right.
You shouldn't be able to sue
I
them.
mean, if it's defamation, I get it though.
You shouldn't be able to sue them. This is the show they signed up for.
I mean, they usually don't. It's their
Yeah.
wives that do.
But they signed them
Or
up.
him, his girlfriend. Well, they
He
did
could easily say, "I'm not gonna be on the show."
Yes, they did sign the thing to be on the show.
Yeah, and they know that people are going to be coming after him.
Right.
Because
I
that's
would
the way the show
think that
works.
you would.
But all these other, I don't watch the other ones, but there's husbands that go after them too and sue and everything else and lawsuits.
A lot of the
Yeah.
franchises. It's,
And I think that's
sue
part of it.
happy.
But I think part of it, you shouldn't. I don't know how you do this. You probably can't do anything about it, but not be able to sue. Because
You
come
can,
on,
yeah.
it's ridiculous. This whole Orange County is sue.
There's
You're
a lot
like,
of
what the
lawsuits
fuck
being
is going
thrown
on?
out. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't mean to bore everybody out there, but I think people like it still.
Well, watch it. It's like the
Go
highest
Orange.
rated Orange County as yet.
Oh, really?
People are like loving this season. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Everyone loves the drama, but it sucks because
Yeah.
it's like these women are like
So mean.
they're so mean to each other.
I don't think it could never be mean to
I'm
to
like,
somebody.
why can't you guys just get
God.
along? Because I actually do like seeing you all get along.
It's
I don't,
actually
I don't
fun.
need the drama.
It's actually fun when they get along.
I agree. I like when they go on the trips. I like seeing their houses, what they're wearing, all that. That's
they're
the
laughing
joy
together.
of it. Yeah. I don't need to
So,
see that. I'm
I mean,
going
there
to keep
can-
watching if there's no drama.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always going to be drama when you get women together, but I don't
Well,
need the massive like
There's
fights and we hate each other and I'm going to sue you and your husband's fucking this person to
Yeah.
hurt you.
yeah, and there's always gonna be when there's women together. There's always gonna be drama, and then when
Right, but-
anybody comes after anybody's husband, there's gonna be drama.
Right. So I
period.
mean, yeah, it's just getting a
So-
little bit ridiculous.
yeah, but whatever. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
I'll keep watching. So will you.
What do you think? Tamara will be on the show next year or off? I'm thinking off, but
I kind of want to see the reunion for. I heard it didn't go well. I also heard they didn't let any of the men at the reunion, which is kind of weird. They usually do. They let no husbands at the reunion.
because there's a lawsuit. Boom,
right,
boom,
because
boom.
I think
It's
they were
ridiculous.
like, "This is so ridiculous." No guys.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So yeah,
Wow.
I heard a lot of stuff did not get resolved.
We'll
But
see.
I think that for the Bravo
coming up.
producers needs to stop and look at Jersey's a fucking explosion.
Yeah.
Those women don't
They
get
need to
along.
recast that show.
They have to. They're
need
at
to
the point where they
recast it.
have to. They're
Yeah.
getting to that point with Orange County. So it's like, hey, what are you doing here? This is all
Uh-huh.
producer made.
Yeah.
So what are you doing if you're exploding these groups of women?
Yeah.
Like we're pushing too hard here.
Time to recast.
Well, it doesn't need to be a recast, but they're going to do it with the next group of women
Right.
because they think that the drama is what sells everything. But they're exploding these friendships.
like-
It's like
Yeah. Well, you just said it yourself. It's the highest rated.
right but I think a lot of people would still watch it if
would.
If it wasn't I'm suing
They've
you
been
and
watching
suing
it for
this.
25
I
years.
think a lot
Why
of people
wouldn't they?
watched it because Jesus Checks came back and they're like, "What? They brought you back? Let's
Yeah.
see what happens."
Mhm.
It
Nothing
doesn't
but a
have
shit
to
show.
be a massive shit show.
I know.
They're gonna make it a shit show no matter what.
I know. It's kind of nuts.
It's too much.
Anyway, dear. One last thing I was gonna say. Did you hear that the guy from One Direction, Liam Payne, died?
I think everybody heard that.
I heard that he was in the lobby, basically belligerent,
High. He was very high.
high
I
and
heard.
belligerent, and no one really helped him out. Like he would go to his room, he'd come back down to the lobby, go to his room, come back down to the lobby, and
Well, they called
and
the
then-
cops before.
yeah, and then
He
ended up. How do you end up flying off the balcony, though?
What they think is what's going on, because he was found with a combination of like methamphetamines and ketamine in his system, which is like together causes like a hallucinations. And in all honesty,
somebody
no.
went
In all
off the balcony?
honesty, if you jumped from a 3rd-story balcony, you'd probably survive it.
Not if you land on your head, though.
Right.
You
And
land
so
on
what
your
they're
legs,
saying is that he landed on his head. And there was no brace wounds, like nothing, like, his wrists weren't broken,
Oh,
his
he was
legs
just
weren't
flying.
broken. So they kind of think that he was hallucinating, maybe he was like diving into water.
Right.
So it was like diving.
Yeah.
And so
Like ran. Woo.
yeah, because he went
I'm
head
flying.
first.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I'm jumping off a boat.
Right. Oh my God, that could be. I can see that.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Well, don't do
Which
drugs.
I know,
people.
I feel bad because they, all this shit's coming. Like the worst, he died in the worst way because there was like hookers there and like drugs and all this stuff. So like all the
There was
worst
hookers at the hotel room.
earlier, like right before he died or hours before.
Oh, hooker and drugs and everything. Yeah.
So like the worst parts of him
did
are
not
coming
put it-
out.
yeah,
Yeah. So it
didn't-
sucks because you died. You're this, everyone knows who you are.
Yeah.
And then,
a boy band.
right. But, his son's going to grow up and Google his dad and be like, oh, my dad died with drugs and hookers.
Yeah.
But so it sucks. I feel bad for like the family and stuff that's.
Right.
And well, I mean, it's good if you know it, but the whole world knows it. Like, oh, well, you're.
Well, he's worldwide
I know.
known.
It's
So.
kind of a shitty situation.
Yep. But Life with Eric
Don't do drugs.
Right. Don't do drugs, kids. Life with Eric podcast is brought to you by Petrola Concrete Constructions. And we're going to give a shout out to Michael Weems Collection at.
MichaelWeemsCollection.com.
You can get your Christmas.
Get your pill, your Christmas
Yeah,
ornaments,
your Christmas
coasters.
ornaments there, and coasters and art, dishes, all that kind of stuff.
Bags. They got
If you like this podcast, copy our link and share it with a friend. Rate us a 5. And if you leave a good comment, that always helps. We like
that. It
that.
does.
We love that, right, dear?
Right.
Anyway, dear, it's time. Last call. Who we cheersing today?
We're just gonna do a happy Halloween cheers.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
I hope everyone had fun at their parties.
We should have dressed up for the podcast.
I have a Boo sweatshirt on.
Oh, and I'm wearing my cardinal hat.
Right. And I hope you have a lot of I hope we have a lot of trick-or-treaters.
And I'm wearing my Kenny Bunkport. Oh, I have a thing to tell you about Kenny Bunkport real quick.
Okay, what?
So Kenny Bunkport's in Maine, and they were showing how in the week before the election, they call it the October, it's like the October news, the October highlight news to trash the other person in the election.
Okay.
Like a thing that comes up. And when they had George Bush Jr.
He did it in
on,
Kenny Bunkport? He was in Kenny Bunkport?
well, no, listen, he came on. He says, listen, they came out and said he had a DUI, and so George Bush Jr. came on and says, yes, I was in Kenny Bunkport. And I was driving home, and I got a DUI.
You got a DUI in Kenny Bunkport?
And people make mistakes, and I did everything to not do that again. But he was in Kenny Bunkport, and he
I
got
didn't
a DUI.
even see a cop once when we were there.
No. But anyway, he got it reminded me of Justin Timberlake's
Right.
that little town,
Because, I think the compound was, I think
Yeah.
George Bush Sr.,
Yeah. I think they
started
call it the
it.
October surprise.
Oh,
So
how
each
funny.
candidate will have a nasty thing that comes out about
Oh.
him, and that was George
He's like,
Bush's.
yes,
He's like,
I was in
he's like,
Kenny
he
Bunkport.
was surrounded by press. You look it up on the internet or something. He was surrounded by press. He goes, yes, I was in Kenny Bunkport, and Laura, his wife, standing right on his
she's
shoulder.
like,
I was in Kenny
he
Bunkport.
had a wild youth.
Yeah, I was in Kenny Bunkport, and I did get a DUI, and we took care of everything, and it was a foolish thing to do, and and I was like, oh, he's probably at those little bars downtown. He drove on that
Right.
windy road going back to his compound.
But seriously, I didn't see a cop once. So I'm like, someone was, or
Someone-
maybe someone called it in. Like, dude, he's driving drunk.
Yeah, George Bush is all hammered in the bar down here.
Where get your golf cart, drive home.
Yeah, when you get a driver.
Right.
But that was, his DUI was a long time ago.
Oh my God.
There's no way nobody in Kenny Bunkport got a designated driver at that time.
Oh no.
It was probably in the 60s or something.
It was hard to get an Uber in Kenny Bunkport.
You barely could even get. I don't think you could even get one
It
in
was
Kenny
real
Bunkport.
rough. Yeah.
We did. No, we got a ride from a service.
Oh, we
in Kenny
did.
Bunkport. Yeah, we
Oh.
didn't get an Uber because we couldn't get
The
one.
airport. I know there was the golf cart service.
Yeah, the
They
golf
gave us
cart
a-
service.
they
Yeah,
gave us a
it's just a
ride, yeah.
little. It's folks that don't know out there. It's just a little town. But anyway,
You
subscribe.
also walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Subscribe or follow us on wherever you get your podcast, or just go to our website at lifewitheric.com.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates and a closer look into my life with Eric. To all of our listeners out there, remember, it's always happy hour here.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Love you, baby.
Love you.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.